Psychometric testing and criteria-based interviewing. We all have ability. The difference is how we use it. By Stevie Wonder. In this chapter, Psychometric Testing, Understanding Psychometric Tests, Working on the Criteria that Count, Doing Aptitude Tests and Job Simulation Exercises.
Psychometric testing and criteria-based interviewing. The results of psychometric test, handwriting test, and intelligence test vary according to mood and test conditions. Now tell me and look within yourself. Is this you?
Do you regard an interview as a battle of wits? Are you always interviewed but never selected? Do you freeze in an interview? Or do you talk too much? Have you ever thought you'd do better if you knew what was going on in the interviewer's mind? Do you think you don't do justice in interview and that's why you never get the chance to prove yourself in a job? Psychometric testing. Self-trust is the first secret of success. By Ralph Waldo Emerson.
If you're given an handwriting test, an intelligence test, or even asked for your birth date, there's nothing you can do to change your basic data.
Understanding psychometric testing.
Psychometric testing is a way of measuring various aspects of mental performance, and they are mostly objective. Apparently, up to 50 human abilities can be measured by psychometric testing, but in practice, the focus is only on about 6, and they are as follows.
Abstract. This is about general reasoning and problem-solving abilities. This test usually involves sequences of symbols arranged in rows of squares. Verbal. These tests range from grammar and spelling to testing your ability to understand verbal or written information. Numerical. These tests cover BODMAS and they involve number sequences and the set of numerical data to solve problems. Perceptual. These again are largely used as aptitude tests to select people who would be best in scientific, engineering design, and technical positions. Spatial. The tests usually consist of pictures of shapes which may or may not be manipulated into 3D designs. This is crucial for engineers, designers, architects, and surveyors. Mechanical. These are very specifically used to assess people for more practical jobs and designed to test working knowledge of mechanical and physical principles. Personality testing.
There are no correct and wrong answers for personality testing. It is about how you do things rather than what you can do.
People are generally grouped into the following categories: extroversion, introversion, judging, perceiving, sensing, intuition, thinking, feeling. A forced choice question might be: do you prefer to plan what you do in advance, react to things as they happen? A ranking question might be: rank in order of interest, A to B, the following pastimes: going to the cinema, reading, going to a restaurant with friends. Working on the criteria that count. Learn to be flexible. It makes the curves in your life path much easier to maneuver. By Cherie Carter Scott.
If you concentrate on three main areas which concern most interviewers, you can easily prepare some positive, strong behavioral examples for each area of your life.
Biographical. Evidence of your ability to do a particular job might include experience of living abroad, familiarity with a particular environment or lifestyle, or proven flexibility in living patterns. Technical. Measurable expertise, including specific qualifications, degrees, certificates, training programs, or experience in a particular area. Behavioral. Gathering evidence from your friends, family, and self-analysis will help take yourself apart, ready for reassembly according to a particular job specification.
Now, we shall see some typical criteria-based questions.
Tell me about the time when you worked hard but felt a great sense of achievement.
When planning permission for the new office development was turned down, I carried out another series of consultation and drove new plans. And in the third attempt, my plans finally got accepted and the building was done.
Do you think problems are better solved by better communications?
During the strike, I talked to the staff that what they really wanted. But the main problem was about redundancy and pay. I got the management to talk to them about the facts, that is the threat room, the nearest rival. And they agreed on a productivity deal.
What unpopular decisions have you taken?
I thoroughly believe that the benefits of the unpopular decision have to be sold to the people they affect. Otherwise, they won't work. Recently, the tea lady retired and we were going to install coffee vending machines on every floor. So I asked the staff how would they feel about this. And they were already grumbling and they said that it would be too impersonal. So I asked them what would they like, and they said a small coffee bar would suffice.
Give an example of when you did more than was required.
When we set up the first self-learning group for employers to develop their business skills, I joined the first 3 groups and I made sure that I attend every meeting to show my commitment.
Are you trustworthy?
My current line manager leaves me to oversee both payroll and purchases. And at the recent audit, our department showed the least number of discrepancies.
How do you handle stress?
I work well under stress, and I even sometimes switch off completely if needed. In my previous job, I used to run stress management classes for my junior executives.
Tell me about a project you started.
What happened is our monthly turnover was failing. So I organized a monthly training up-to-date program for my sales staff, and that way it worked.
Can you think of a time when you solved a problem at which others had failed?
Yes, I was sent overseas to manage difficult but creative people. And they didn't want to be management imposed on them. So I created a two-way process. What I did was they used to teach me in their system, and simultaneously I was teaching them new procedures.
What's your attitude towards efficiency versus staff satisfaction?
Sir, I don't believe there is a conflict. If the system runs smoothly, then it's good for everyone. But if the system isn't user-friendly, then by itself it will cause resentment and inefficiency.
How do you see yourself as a leader or as a follower?
There are always people I can learn from, but when I am in a position of responsibility, I enjoy taking the lead. Although this will be my big promotion, I was also elected the chairman of the PTA committee of my child's school for 3 years, and I opened up a fundraising organization with them, which helped them to build a new swimming pool.
Doing aptitude tests and job simulation exercises. Focused action beats brilliance any day by Art Turok.
Many jobs give on-the-spot tests, and at senior levels, candidates are often given problems to solve. An interview which exceeds 1 hour, you can safely assume there will be hands-on situation. Here are useful tips for test.
Sort first, then prioritize with sticky notes. Take some with you. Resignations and people issues are always top priority. Expect important details to be near the bottom. Work through in the order you decided. Make an action list, including telephone calls or emails. Minimize memos.